Hey there, hi, hello. Welcome, travelers. So, this is a game that it's in early access, and a friend of mine, who's actually a longtime viewer of the channel, is one of the devs for that. I've been playing a bunch lately. It's still in early access, it's mobile game only, and I've just been playing it a lot. And some people in the community wanted me to do some recordings of runs, and I thought, sure, I can record, but I wouldn't want to just randomly play and start uploading runs if I haven't really shared or introduced the game to the channel yet. So this is just going to be a little introductory run to the game called GunCrypt. It is a roguelite, I guess bullet hell for the lack of a better word, sort of game, similar to like Binding of Isaac, although I should pump the brakes on saying similar to Binding of Isaac. That game is legendary and certainly has many differences. Maybe Enter the Gungeon is a closer sort of analogy to it. But you're this character in this town. There's lots of different NPCs. They can all give you different quests, help you unlock different stuff. And you can just kind of go around. Oh, yeah, the tombstones have random words to it. There's online leaderboards as well, so everyone can see how you're doing. But yeah, it's a roguelite bullet hell game, and I wanted to just do a little bit of a showcase for it. I'll put in the description if you're interested in getting into the early access beta to play around or mess around a little bit. I'll put in the description some links for that below, but just wanted to give a quick little showcase and maybe get some people interested in it if you wanted to participate, and maybe not. So it's like I said, it's mobile only. I am not, for those of you who really know me, I don't play mobile games. Most mobile games are terrible. Either the controls are dumb, or they're full of microtransactions, or gotcha, or just all of the above, really. And this doesn't have any of that. It's completely free. I'm not getting paid to promote or anything like that. I just legitimately have loved playing the game. There's no microtransactions or ads or any of that crap. So let's get into it. So you're this guy, and there's this crypt, and here you go. You've got a bullet or a gun, which starts with 4 basic bullets. They're just 100 damage straight up, no special abilities. There's breakable pots that can have a few different items in them sometimes, or nothing. And like typical roguelites, you're offered options that do different things with different numbers. You can get relics over time. There's a slew of different enemies that the game throws at you, and you try and make the right choices based on the options you're given, based on your play style, based on what you like, based on what's coming up forward in front of you, to try and make the best run that you can. Try and obviously win the run, and then post a good score if possible. So just taking a look at some of the bullets here. The basic bullets, as you saw earlier, 100 damage flat. This one 90, but it gives vulnerable, which is bonus damage. This is 120, but then in certain rooms it's extra. This one's got 110 with some extra lightning, 100 damage with some ricochet, which is like a pseudo AoE type of deal. Let's go with the corrosive shot just for fun on this time. I like corrosive shot, but honestly, all of those bullets are actually pretty decent for your first bullet option. And let's just go take a look and see kind of what some of the game throws at you. So the first few rooms are certainly very easy, very limited in terms of threat and monsters and what they do. Throws a spray of bullets at you. Some of these other rooms as well. Some guys will shoot at you, some guys will be melee. These ones, you gotta kill them a couple of times and knock them down, and then the game starts to give you branching paths. You can pick where you want to go based on what you're looking for. Question marks are going to be event rooms, so really just like a question mark room in Slay the Spire. It could be a ton of different options. Bullet rooms, let's go get an extra bullet and kind of see what's around for us in this chest here. So okay, here's another new status, Root. It'll immobilize an enemy. Double shot gives some burst fire, so it fires 2 bullets. Therefore, if you have a bullet that gives some sort of amplification or modification to other bullets in your magazine, double shot will then essentially be able to double that and do it twice because it's shooting multiple bullets. So lots of cool little strategies to sort of enhance your run based on the relics you get and the options and stuff available. But we picked up a vulnerable bullet, which means the next one does extra damage. So let's actually go with this really basic looking heavy shot. It's just a thick bullet, but it's got higher base damage, so we'll get a little bit more benefit out of that vulnerable there, and just have some fun. See what's going on in some of these rooms. And as you can see, it's already getting more complicated. There's some gravestones, some extra pots, some other breakables in here, and now there's also some traps where there's, these flames are shooting out at us. If we had to run around, wouldn't want to walk into them, we'll take some damage. So it's already getting far more complicated. Multiple enemies on screen, some extra hazards and stuff in the way, and then some other branching paths to go. I forgot to mention at the start, the movement is one of the things that I really like about it. A lot of mobile games, your movement is a really awkward touchpad or something along those lines that just doesn't work really well. It's at a weird angle. There's third-party controllers you can plug into your phone so you can hold it in a different way to be able to play the game, and that just seems crazy to me. But in this case, this bottom section of the screen is just one-to-one. As you're moving, it's moving for you as well. If you tap somewhere, you'll actually teleport. So you have a couple different ways you can move, and it matches the speed and it matches the precision of where you're going, and just all sorts of little things. So it feels very natural and very comfortable to get into, and that was another reason why it just felt really good to play. It was instantaneously something that's like, oh yeah, I feel like I've been playing this for a while, and it just really clicked for me. But again, obviously I like roguelites, and here we go. So actually less enemies on this screen than the previous one, but more spray of bullets, so it's a little bit more difficult to dodge. As you see, I'm sort of weaving through them. And then for some of you with a good gamer eye, you may have noticed X marks the spot down here. So similar to some other games that you may have seen, you can get bombs that open up potential secrets. And here is one. It's a room that's shaped like a little frog, and there's some frogs in here. You hit them, they're like treasure goblins in a way. You hit them, they drop money. You can kill them and they'll drop even more money if you get there. They have these little force fields that cause some mayhem. Can push you into pits and push you out of the way, but we're going to ignore them for now just to save some time. They will eventually run. They do have a timer for how long they stay there and let you shoot them. So here's another enemy who shoots a little bit of a more difficult spiral, but since it's the first time we've seen him, he sort of gets introduced in an easier room. So here's some more options. There's a campfire, which NPCs are in there, villagers that can give you some tips, sometimes some quests. A campfire, you can go there and restore a health point if you're missing any. We're not currently missing any health, so not going to go there. I'll just pick up some extra bombs. That sounds good to me. Oh, look, there's even a random bomb in a vase over there, so lots of extra bombs in this room, which is good. Now we're up to 5. Can use them for all sorts of things. And some more enemies still, just really the basic ones at the start. Well, I guess no, we did fight one extra new guy who's a little bit different. But I've been surprised. We've been a little unlucky in who we've been fighting so far. Haven't fought any cooler or more intricate enemies just yet. So as you can notice, one of these now is a challenge room up there. Basically an elite room, you'll fight either a mini boss or it'll be like a survival type room. Survive for X amount of seconds as the game just throws waves and hordes of enemies at you, and it's really difficult to handle. But you'll get increased rewards. You'll get a relic option you can pick, and you can get a rare or epic rarity bullet, which gives you a big boost in your strength should you be able to complete the challenge. We'll ignore those for now. Just give it a little bit of something interesting for you guys if you want to check the game out later on your own, I should say. You can see those for yourself. We'll skip the challenge rooms for now. So here's a couple of different enemy types. I can't believe this is the first time we've seen the wheel guy. I forget his name. But still relatively pretty simple so far. Normally it's like that third room we had 4 enemies all immediately, and it's been a little bit generous for us this run so far. This would have been a good one to speed run, but alas, here we are. So there we go. There's another staple of an enemy. I can't believe it's the first time we've seen them. Skeleton spawners. They will continue to spawn skeletons, so you want to try and take care of them quickly. Meanwhile, they sort of self-defend in a way, as you have to mow through the waves of their creations, and helps keep them on the field a little bit. But nothing too drastic. Obviously, they're immobile, so pretty much easy enough for us to fix and take out. So let's go grab a third bullet, see a couple more of these options and then what they look like here. Expand our build a little bit. So, okay, so more lightning bullets. They just do some zapping at random on reload. Poison bullets. Poison is exactly what you expect. You hit enemies with poison, they take damage over time, and the poison slowly ticks down until it goes away. Ricochet, like I said, pseudo AoE, and then more more vulnerable options. So let's take a ricochet bullet this time. Give us a way of dealing with some extra enemies. It could go well all the way at the top. Obviously you get to reorganize your magazine a little bit, or clip. It can either word is fine. To try and find the most optimal way to build your build. So I could put ricochet up front, and then this corrosive shot would then hit 2 enemies. I'd be inflicting one vulnerable on 2 different enemies. Or maybe there's an argument for just putting it right next to the bigger bullet, so I'm getting a bigger hit on 2 different enemies as well. But I like getting more status effects, so we'll just keep it like this for now. It's fine. I'm not playing anything too serious or trying to be optimal right now. Just trying to give an example of the game. As you can see, some of these bullets are getting redirected into other ones, giving me a little bit of AoE there, which is kind of nice. Let me teleport up here so I don't get hit. Unfortunately, just because it ricochets doesn't mean it's always going to hit, but sometimes that happens. So here we go. This path is blocked off. I would need a bomb to blow it up, so let's check that out and then see what this event is all about too. Ooh, here we go. This is a cool one. This is a really nice event. You approach the altar and feel a horrible presence. A soul calls out to you demanding sacrifices. So this is a unique bullet where I can lose 1 max health. Currently I've got 4 out of 4 health, but then I gain a unique bullet. This bullet is actually extremely fun. It has its own unique sprite when you shoot it. It looks different. It's very powerful. It's very fun to use. But I will save that one for now. I'll let you guys experience that one on your own. I'll keep the max health as well. If I'm going to be talking during a recording, I want to make sure I've got as much HP as possible. Here we go. And now we're finally in some complicated rooms that are a bit of a mess. We got 2 spawners with some of these other wheelie guys that are going to drive around and mess up what's safe or not for us. Meanwhile, we have these blocks that change where we can stand. When we teleport, the colors change, and that can potentially change where these bouncy guys are going and limit the space where we have available to stand. And these spawners are just going crazy. So I'm actually going to lay a bomb right there, try and blow up the spawner a little bit and slow down the rate of this acceleration, get a little bit ahead of the game a bit. And blowing up 1 should be enough. Now I think I'll be okay. I'm just going to clear out some of this trash. Actually, I should probably kill the spawner next again. So let me get up here, block them off with a nice long path over there, and funnel them in. Unfortunately, I will have to sort of bounce them around if I really want to kill the spawner, but I'm not really going to get to be able to do that on my own command. Too many skeletons in the way. Let's drag them out. Okay, now I can kill the spawner. And now we'll be okay just to clear out the rest of this trash. So, tough room. Lots of dudes coming at you in restricted movement. And if you get too close, they will dash at you, but I'm staying just far enough away. So, all this gold that you see us picking up, we can use at shops. We can test out your build on target dummies and see how much damage stuff is doing if you want to reorganize things around and sort of calculate the build. Ooh, another bomb, thanks. Merchants will always have 3 items, 4 bullets, and 2 relics. Because I didn't do the challenge room and we didn't get any secrets that had relics available, it's the first time we see relics. So this one says vulnerable increases the damage. Instead of 50%, it'll be plus 75% damage. And then chamber oil is a little bit basic and simple. Just straight up reduce your reload time, increase your DPS by shooting more frequently. So very simple, just generic good all the time. A couple extra bullets here we haven't seen yet. All in will deal double the displayed damage. So obviously if you have different ways of amplifying this damage, you'll get double the benefit on all of those. So that can be pretty powerful. Acid Shot is a different version of corrosive. It gives 2 vulnerable at the cost of 70 less base damage. And then Bullet Swarm, also called bees. Plus 1 burst fire for each one. So if you have 1, it just shoots 80. If you have 2 bees, each bee will shoot 2 times for 160 total. 80, 80, 80, 80. If you have 3 bees, then it's 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, and it gets out of hand and can scale very, very strong, very, very fast. Tremendous amounts of fun getting the rapid fire machine gun over there. So I'm not going to buy an extra bullet, though I do have an open available slot. I think I'm just going to take the acid vial this time, since I have the corrosive shot, and I'm giving it ricochet. So I'll hit a couple of enemies with corrosive, and then I'll, with vulnerable, and then increase that vulnerable a little bit. There's also shield hearts, which sounds exactly how it is. It's a shield. It works just like a heart, but you can stack them on top of your health, whereas I couldn't buy an extra heart. I'm already at full. Shield hearts I can stack more if I want to. So let's take a look at this first boss, see how things are going. We've got the Bone Collector. What's he all about? Well, he is a gigantic moving skeleton spawner. Spits out bones at you when you hit him. Spits out skeletons as well when you hit him. And it's getting pretty hectic in here. I'm going to have to run away a little bit. Try and dodge around from all the mayhem going on in the screen. And once he's down, he splits like a slime. And rinse and repeat. He's got a couple of different splits. Let's speed it up with a bomb a little bit. Oh, that was a really good one. I hit the whole screen with that. Save some time with some of these bullets here, but lots of different enemies. Having more AoE would be really good on this boss, but I don't have a ton of AoE. I just have the one bullet that gives me ricochet. I only even have 3 unique bullets at the moment. I did skip on the demon bullet, and I've never found enough others, so still have a couple of basics, which is a little unusual. Normally you've got a few more than that by now. And if you do the challenge room, that can certainly help as well. Get an extra relic, get an extra rare bullet, and rare bullets are usually a little bit more powerful, have some additional effects where synergy can really make them shine. And you can see now the room is getting cluttered with enemies, so I'm starting to teleport back and forth a little bit more, try and making sure that I can dodge them. But I'm kind of just bouncing all over the room, running around in circles. Combination of clearing out the trash and also trying to get rid of these other guys as fast as I can. But looks like we're just about wrapped up with this one. Couple more skeletons left. But otherwise, it looks like to be a flawless victory for us. And we get a boss chest. It's a different color and some extra relics. So these will always be rare or epic relics. We see our chamber oil. We see the wall chicken, Castlevania here. Increase your max health, which is pretty cool. And then an ogre club, which is a good upside and a good down, or a big downside, I should say. A big upside, big downside. Plus 50 bullets to your strong bullets over 100, but minus 50 to your bullets that are beneath it. So our rubber tip and our basic bullet would both stay, because those are exactly 100, so those wouldn't change. We would lose 50 damage on corrosive shot, but we would gain 50 damage on heavy shot. So with our current build, this relic actually balances out. However, because vulnerable will deal an extra 50%, and then again the acid vial makes it plus 75% for us, losing the 50 here, gaining the 50 here, I kind of also then gain an extra 75% on that bonus 50. So I do win a little bit in that regard. I'm going to take the Ogre Club. It will limit my bullet options I can pull later, but it's a fun little one. So we'll take it, and we'll just look for bullets with big base damage to sort of shore up our strength a little bit here. So then we also get an epic or a rare bullet option for us. Amplify Lightning is amazing. If you have a lightning build, you really want to try and get one of these. It makes all of your lightning bolts really strong. So it's one of my favorite bullets. Big Rico, just lots of extra ricochet. 100 damage is not good enough for Ogre Club. It'll just stay neutral, but that's fine. It gives us a lot of extra AoE with extra ricochet. Debilitate, also base 100, gives us some poison and gives us some root. And then triple shot. So if we had something that affected previous or next bullets, which we haven't seen any of yet, then this will give you, essentially 3 status applications of it. So pretty cool. Because of the Ogre Club, I pretty much have to pick one of these two, Big Rico or Debilitate. Let's go with... let's go with the Debilitate. Why not? We'll just get a little bit of all the different status effects here. So, and then I want to put this one up at the top. I could actually bounce this one over instead of bouncing the corrosive. We do have acid vial though, so I feel like I would want to have extra applications of the one that I have a relic for, but ricocheting over poison is kind of cool. It's its own form of damage. We'll put it at the front for now instead. So that's fine. We finished this one up. That's our first boss. Little campfire over here. Because we're at full health, it gives us money, which is a great little bonus. If you're doing really well, the game will reward you for it. And on to floor 2. So like I said at the start of the game, wow, I'm getting a lot of bombs and boxes. The game is still very much in early access. You can see in the bottom left corner it says version 0.1.8. New enemies, new look, and everything over here too. So the game is still, roughly only 18% complete in that sense. Let's open up one of these extra ones. So there's going to be lots of extra floors, extra bullets, extra relics, extra enemies, extra events, extra all sorts of stuff, extra maybe characters and guns and things like that over time. So, but for the moment, I think there's still a pretty decent amount of content, lots of quests with the NPCs that, granted, I've already completed. Otherwise, I'd show a couple of quests. But let's take a look at this event, see what this is all about. Carnival. With a carnival game, huh? Interesting. All right. A blood donation machine. So, the more blood we give, the more likely we'll get a prize. All right. So we can donate half a heart, and we have a chance for a rare relic. Well, let's do it. We haven't even been hit yet. All right. Didn't get it the first time, so I can donate another half a heart, and with a 40% chance now. That sounds good. And there we go. So we got some new relics. Again, this chamber oil really wants me to pick it. I'm just not interested. The angry cactus, he's pretty cool. Shoots out a bunch of needles all over the map when you hit something with whatever your third bullet is. So like we saw with that double and triple shot, if we put a double shot or a triple shot in our third bullet slot, then this would then fire multiple applications of all these needles going all over the place. And a thorny hedge. Enemies will start the map rooted, so it gives you a good chance of getting position where you want if you're trying to line things up for bullets that say pierce, or get good applications of your AoE, or if you're really trying to focus down a specific enemy, like a skeleton spawner, for example, you can make sure everybody else doesn't charge into you while you're trying to focus somebody down. So fantastic relic, but let's go with the cactus. I think it's pretty fun. And let's go on about our day. So here we got a couple more enemies. This one, I guess it's an orc, but he throws goblins at us, so I only say orc just because he's bigger. So he throws some dudes at us, and they have TNT, and they try and kamikaze in. And then this armadillo, he charges up for a little bit like Sonic. Oh no, I got hit. I'm more like I walked into that bullet, really. So the armadillo, like Sonic, he charges up and runs into you, creates these barriers. You can break the walls down, but if you don't break it down, then it blows up into some extra shots. So let's take some of these coins. I want to replenish my funds a little bit since I now have taken a couple of hits. Maybe I can find a heart in one of these boxes, or just allow me to buy a heart and a relic still a little bit later, now that I've taken a couple of hits. So here we go. Here's a goblin mage. He shoots a little orb at you that throws out a huge volley of bullets and bounces around all over the place. He's a very tough enemy to deal with. Just hectic stuff. Thankfully, the first time we see him, he's always by himself. Or I should say usually by himself. So it allows you a chance to experience him and learn him a little bit before continuing on. Let's get some more coins. Let's go to this room. And all right, 2 armadillos. Yeah, so you can see that I can break some of these blocks. I have to hit it a couple of times, but the remainders that I don't break will shoot extra stuff into you. But thankfully they're not too difficult of an enemy. I'm going to get out of the way there because I don't know if I could kill him in time. Okay. Alright, took care of them. Grab some of these extra coins. Now we have lots of money, so I need to find a merchant if I can. Looks like a merchant is coming up next. I see the symbol over the next door as well. The game feels like it's been very generous to me. I haven't had very many rooms with tons of enemies just yet. So I think we've been okay. Oh, ooh, lucky me. I just walked into another bullet, but we saw that I got a dodge chance on that one. So one of the passive abilities that I equipped that my character was able to level up into and learn gives me a chance to dodge attacks if I get hit, and thankfully it triggered there, or else we'd be at 1 HP, and that would be kind of embarrassing. Doing a tutorial video and dying. This frog, however, is causing some mayhem and getting in my way. But okay, we did take him out, and so he gives us an explosion of coins. Let's go to this merchant now. I still have not really gotten a lot of bullet options, but I want to buy a heart if I can, and probably a relic too. So, okay, perfect. Let's buy that heart back. And let's see, there's some relics and there's some bullets. Now, if you remember, we do have an ogre club up at the top, so I want to have bullets that have more than 100 damage, and I see a great option for that right here. 110 base, and if it's in your last slot, it's 170. So we're going to buy that, and we're going to replace this last basic bullet, and then I want to move this down so I get vulnerable off on a larger bullet here. So, and then now I'll put my ricochet right before the debilitate, so I get the extra root, extra poison, and then this corrosive shot going into this powerful lead end. Sometimes I like to call it last end. I think it's funny. So there we go. The build is coming along nicely now. We have 2 bullets taking advantage of Ogre Club, 1 bullet losing it, but I'm getting the benefit returned by having it be boosted from the vulnerable, and then the others are just fine. So, and then we can buy a relic too. So let's buy this refracting prism. My second bullet gets bonus target. And now let's take a look at these. So now this debilitate is now hitting multiple extra targets, and one of them will even ricochet. So lots of extra AoE, going to be inflicting lots of poison, lots of stun, lots of good stuff with that. So looking pretty good. Let's keep on going. Ooh, Goblin Mage, I want to try and focus him down if I can, but he's getting stuck with the root a little bit, so I'm kind of manipulating his escape path a little bit, and just hitting with some big damage overall, so he wasn't able to do too much. Again, another challenge room. There's going to be 1 challenge room in each act, but we're going to ignore that. I'll let you guys experience the elites on your own. There's also, now you can see, some TNT in here, which functions essentially as a trap. This room is where it's getting a little crazy. That was actually a pretty lucky teleport on my end right there. I thought I was going to legitimately take a hit this time. Yeah, so sometimes some of the enemy combinations can be very tricky. One of them throws all these goblins at you that have huge explosion radiuses, while this one's throwing a spray of bullets all over the place, and it can get pretty out of hand, but we managed to evade it for now. I'm going to... Ooh, never mind. I was going to say I'm going to step on that TNT and trigger some of the enemies with it, but maybe I'll step on this one. Nah, I didn't hit him with it. I tried my best. So, okay. Thankfully managed to get out of there safely. Oh, let's take an upgrade. I want to get an upgrade. All bullets will have 2 different upgrade paths. We can click on one and see what it does. So this one can go either to increase the base damage or increase its effect. Pretty standard. This one, increase the poison, or additionally also give it vulnerable, which is actually very interesting to consider because we have that acid vial. That means the next bullet after this, which again has 2 targets on it, so I'd be dishing out vulnerable on 2 different targets, and then the next things that hit them do 75% increased damage. So that's actually very interesting to take. Heavy shot, big damage, or giving it pierce, which is really cool, especially with the cactus relic. I could potentially hit a lot of enemies and shoot a lot of extra needles out there. The corrosive shot, however, gets a bonus to vulnerable or a bonus to the damage. Now, we do have the Ogre Club, which is currently reducing corrosive shot down 50. This upgrade would give it a base 160, and then it would qualify for Ogre Club, making it 210. So I was thinking maybe I would boost the base value of some of these other ones, so that they get the Ogre Club boost, but I think turning this one from a negative to a positive is probably my best upgrade, although adding the vulnerable on debilitate is also extremely tempting. And then just to showcase, lead ends is a plus 80 base damage, or also giving it an extra target, which is fantastic. You essentially double it in that regard. But I'm going to upgrade this one. We'll turn this from what currently is a 40 damage bullet into now it's 210. So absolutely stellar. I kind of want to actually have this one get ricocheted now, yeah? Yeah, let's ricochet that one now. Get extra applications of that. And let's go on about our day. Trigger that TNT so it hits the enemy for me a little bit there. Trigger that TNT so I don't have to worry about it. Oh, I do see an X marks the spot down here at the bottom, but I gotta get there. Ah, I just took a hit. Gotta get there safely first. There's a fun little enemy, just like the skeletons at the start. He can get back up if you don't kill his second form in time. Some more frogs. But these I will take out because I've got quite a bit more power in my magazine than I had the first time. So they won't take too long to kick. And goodbye, frogs. Sorry, Repticrook. And let's go to another shop. Once again, I do need to buy a little bit of health here. I'm down just to 2 hits. Oh, and there's no health to buy. Uh-oh. Well, that's dangerous. Huh. Okay, well, I will. Let's see here. Let's check out the relics first. Gladius makes the challenge rooms a little bit easier, but we didn't take them, and there's none left, so that's fine. And then Tesla Coil increases lightning, but we don't have any lightning, so... Anything that I would like to buy here? I could replace the rubber-tipped bullet with potentially another heavy shot, because heavy shot will get the Ogre Club bonus as well, so that's a 180 damage bullet. Shot of Greed is based on purchase, or based on your gold, but having to purchase it would really drop down my gold quite a bit, so it's not really worth it if I were to buy that one here. So I think I might take this heavy shot, actually. Let's buy this one, and we'll replace rubber tip, because I won't need the ricochet anymore, so we get a little bit of extra Ogre Club value, and now we're looking pretty good. I guess I did sort of... Well, no, because there's no more ricochet, so... Alrighty, let's go with this. You know what, for fun, let's buy some extra bombs just because I can. And then scrolls I haven't talked about, but you can use these in town to unlock extra additional boosts and stats for your character and help customize some of your passive abilities. I didn't show any at the start, mostly so you guys can sort of check that out and discover them on your own. Oh, look at that, a lucky heart in the boss room. So here we go. Act 1, there's 2 different bosses. We fought the Bone Collector. Act 2 currently only has 1 boss for now, the Armzadillo. So he wanders around the room towards you, I should say. Not wanders, he chases after you. Throws out some pretty complicated sprays of bullets, sometimes fast, sometimes limited, sometimes spiraling out of control. Throws TNT all over the place, and also chases you around the room. So he's got a lot of different attack patterns that he can do. Very difficult to dodge and deal with sometimes, but so far we're doing a pretty good job of managing his onslaught and his fury. And making sure we're getting out of the way as he's charging on us. I do want to... Oops, almost stand in TNT. I don't want to do that. I do want to try and drop some of these bombs on him, but I'll wait for him to stop moving at some point again. If I'm even gonna get another chance. He's throwing things all over the screen. Yeah, so pretty crazy right there. Things can absolutely get out of control. Very difficult to dodge and deal with all those things sometimes. Drop a couple of bombs now. Dealt some damage on him. We saw a big boost from all the bombs hitting him. Didn't hit the button enough to get all the bombs out there, but we got some. So let's get out of the way a little bit. Avoid all this TNT. And it looks like he is down for the count. That is it for the Armzadillo. Let's safely get out of here. Currently, there are only 2 acts or 2 floors in the game. Like I said, it's early access, so this is now the end portal. There will be more that they are currently working on. And again, there's so much additional content still to be created. But just wanted to give a quick little showcase for this game that I've been having a ton of fun playing. Just being able to customize different builds and try different things. And you know, I love the roguelite just sort of concept these days. It's basically all I've been playing the last 5 years, really. Slay the Spire kind of got me hooked really bad, and a bunch of others too. So there's over 40 different bullets right now, over 20 different relics right now, and you know, tons of different enemies, multiple difficulty settings that all have different things to throw at you. Multiple passives and stats that you can build and customize on your own based on what you like to do and like to play. And then, of course, as you'll see now, leaderboard scores. So you can challenge yourself, you can push against your friends. It calculates for you based on what you've done. You know, so here's everyone's on my friends list. And you can click on the run, see the bullets that they had, the relics that they had, you know, the score breakdown of what they had for their runs. And kind of compare and have a good time. Get the breakdown of your own. So no clear time bonus because I talk too much. But a little bit of a time boost on floor 2 boss. We killed him pretty quickly. Found a couple of secrets, took a couple of hits, and then a multiplier for the difficulty setting. So overall, fantastic game. Still in early access, and just looking forward so much to see all these other things that they're working on creating. Look at all that stuff. Extra story, extra quests, new bosses. Look at this cute little slime guy over here. Different guns, all these other things. They're looking for extra feedback, extra tips, not tips, finding bugs, anything like that we can do to help the game out. So I will put some information in the description below on how to get involved if you're interested, if you liked the game or thought it looked a little cool. Again, everything's totally free. You don't have to pay for stuff to play. There's no purchasing, unlockables or skins or anything like that. So it's just get access to the game if you're interested, download, play, have a ton of fun. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our introduction to GunCrypt. So hopefully you had fun watching it. I may be posting some speed runs or some score challenge runs in the near future, just because a few people in the community have been asking to see some of my strategies and things that I try and do, and just kind of what a high-level speed run, high-level score run really looks like. So you may see a couple other videos of that in the near future, and just wanted to give an introduction to what this is before I did that, and here we are. So if you're still here 36 minutes later, I appreciate the time. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts. Obviously anything in the comments I will directly be able to relay to the devs too, and we'll go from there. So have a good rest of your day, week, month, year, life, whenever it is that we may or may not see or hear from you again. Hope you're doing well. Take it easy. Catch you later, everybody. Peace.